Good evening and welcome to the opening FPRL Tier 3 race around Bahrain. This track is 5.412 kilometers long and has 15 turns, 7 to the left and 8 to the right, with the drivers needing to complete 29 laps before seeing the checkered flag. With the new regulations that have been introduced this year, it's hard to predict how the grid will look and who will win, but FPRL Locker will be looking to Peter's win here last year in Season 3. It won't be easy for the Aston Martin driver though, as he'll be pushed along by a strong looking grid, and in particular, Magsy 88, who has looked very strong in pre-season. Tonight, I am joined by Revenge Zilla. Good evening to you. How are you, Zilla?
Yeah, hello,
How
my
would...
friend. Yeah, very happy to be here. It's been a long time since I've jumped in on comms for Tier 3, and with a slightly different grid this season, it definitely looks like it's as close as it has been.
Yep, definitely. I mean, the Tier 3 is your baby, isn't it? You are the head of Tier 3. Just a quick question to start with. In your opinion, who do you think the strongest constructor looks like this year?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think, obviously, I've given all the tiers a shuffle around, and I think from the changes that I've made, I think this tier looks like it's so much more competitive than last season. I think, in terms of your question, it's really hard to look past Mercedes of Magsy, who was in the top three of the championship last season in Tier 3, and then also Fish Sticks, who has come down from Tier 2, who on his day is definitely one of the quicker drivers. So, yeah, in answer to your question, I think Mercedes has to be my favourite.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think many people would argue with you on that one. Yeah, let's just say you've shuffled all the tiers round and you've done a fantastic job on that. But yeah, the Mercedes duo does look the strongest. But even so, you know, the likes of Red Bull of Mongo and Tadas, Aston Martin with Locker and Willy Baum. You've got Haas with a panic end and a spinny. It's nothing against them drivers. Just with Fish Sticks and Magsy, special Magsy the last season, it's just hard to see past them currently. But yeah, as we are on board, David Lawface was the first one to lead us out.
Are you
on
able
our
to
opening.
turn your game volume down just a tad? It's a tiny bit loud.
Seconds, yeah.
For and he is once again for 2 seasons in a row is going to be in a Ferrari. So he's got that familiarity there, and it is going to be down to him to really set the pace over these other drivers and come out the gate strong. He's not normally the best qualifier, but come the race, David does tend to keep it nice and clean, and he will be up there towards the end. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's managed to improve that quality pace in the off-season and whether he can really challenge the top end of Q3.
Yep, definitely. Pretty reasonable set to one there, 29. Flat about, I think, if I remember rightly. Doing very well for the tight section of Sector 2 here. DRS wide open, going down to a bit more of a tricky section uphill. I know in last game, if you touched the inside curb, you could spin it, but I don't know about you this year, Zilla, but it feels like you can really attack these corners this year.
Yeah, I think definitely more so than the previous game. I think the curbs were a lot more forgiving, but I feel like what is a lot more difficult in this game is getting that steering lock in and the slow speed corners on exit. It's very easy to swing the back end round by putting a little bit too much steering lock combined with a little bit too much throttle. And corners such as turn 3 in the final corner around this circuit are definitely ones to be careful at.
Yep, definitely. As David Lawfrey set to 131.6 and Scotsman just absolutely smashed out the park for 130 flat. David will surely be disappointed about that, but still got plenty of time to get back round, perhaps put a fresh set on and come back and go back out again. As we've got various drivers setting times now, Diamond and Mongo, pretty reasonable time, same as Hobnob. I mean, should any of these drivers be worried, Zilla? I mean, we've seen quite a few out in the pre-seasons as Cruiser goes quickest for 129.8. But yeah, we've seen quite a few of these drivers in pre-season, but there's also a few like Soprano Legend, for example, or Royalist, who's just joined today in TS9. Should these drivers be worried, or do you think they've been putting a bit of practice in secretly? Obviously, we know, as you mentioned, that you've got to put a lot of steering lock in, and you've got to be careful on how you put your throttle down coming in out of corners. So should these drivers be worried, or do you think they've got it under control?
Yeah, I think that this game is a very steep learning curve for everyone. The handling model is so different from the last game. I know a lot of the drivers have had varying amounts of time to really put practice into the game, so I think for the first few races we might see the drivers that have been able to practice more towards the top, but as we get to the midway point of the season we should see the grid get closer. But I think due to the changes in drivers in this tier, I think we should see a lot closer racing in both qualifying and the race. So the likes of Soprano Legend, TS9 drivers that you mentioned should be right up there in the mix.
Yep, as I'm on board with Soprano Legend, just about across the line. He had a decent Sector 2. Once again, I think the game might be lying a little bit. He did pop up as a purple Sector 2, but only puts a 139 in. Still decent time from the AlphaTauri driver there. As we have got the likes of T-Jerk, who's on a fast lap currently. Bit of an interesting one, T-Jerk, Zayla. Obviously, last season he got demoted from T1 and demoted to Tiers, and he didn't really shine much towards last season, but then he showed a bit of form towards at the end of last season. So, do you think he'll take this chance to really show off what he can do and perhaps show the reason why he was originally put on Tier 1?
Yeah, I think T-Jerk is someone that has shown really, really top potential, but is so inconsistent when it comes to race and qualifying pace that you really never know what you're going to get out of him. And I think with the new game and the new handling model, it really is a chance for T-Jerk to really show what he can do. He does come across the line for a 31.0, and it's not quite setting the time in boards of light, but I think with these early laps in Q1, it will just be a case of drivers getting a feel for the circuit. As provisionally we have the two Scots of Cruiser and Scotsman setting the pace to begin with, quickly followed by Diamond, with still 6 drivers yet to set a lap.
Yep, I am on board with Magsy, who I called out towards at the beginning of the stream that he's had a fantastic pre-season. Magsy has. He's really shown his pace, and I think he was pretty much borderline between Tier 3 and Tier 2. And yeah, I'm on board with him now with DRS wide open, coming into the tricky uphill section. Attacks it really nice, it kisses the apex on the way round, throttle all the way down, goes a bit wide over the curb there, which is interesting from the Mercedes driver, but still really nice. Purple Sector 2, but don't know whether to trust that at this moment in time, but looks a bit loose in the exit of turn 13 then. Coming down the final straight. 2 corners, although it's pretty much just 1 corner. To be honest, we'll declass it as 2. DRS wide open, and Magsy goes fastest of 129.8.
Yeah, so takes that provisional P1 in the session by half a tenth, and Scotsman on his 3rd lap on those soft compound tyres has managed to improve again to go to a 29.9. So Scotsman showing what pace he's got even on slightly used tyres. So he's definitely going to be one to look out for. I think, those top 3 are certainly going to be safe to get through into Q2, so don't expect those guys to push much harder throughout the rest of this session.
Yep, definitely. As I was just on board with the new recruit royalist, he has set a 131.6, which he probably is disappointed with that, but we'll see if he's got more than that. In the background, I was on board with him coming on the final corner. Willy Bum dropped it. I'm not sure if he's got front wing damage, but he's in the pits, and there's been a couple of times I've noticed where the Aston Martin driver has been facing the wrong way. Do you think he's got his setup wrong, or do you think he's still just trying to get them nerves out the way.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to be showing some Aston Martin bias across this weekend, so I think he needs to sort himself out, really. I don't care if his setup's naff. He's got to sort himself out. I mean, Locker at the minute flying the flag. He is on his first hot lap as he comes down the final corner. He gets a lot more grip on that exit than we saw from Willy Bummer. Locker comes across the line, and it is P8 for his first lap in qualifying one. So it leaves us with just 3 drivers yet to set a lap, and of those 3 drivers, Fishdix is currently on a hot lap, TJ.
Yep, as I'll jump to him now. Coming through there, I don't like that corner personally, but he's looked like to that very nicely. DRS wide open, coming up to the uphill section. See if he kisses the apex. Takes a bit of curb on the apex, which is interesting there as well, but he's managed to keep the car nice and stable. On the exit up to turn 13, a lot of drivers like to take that inside curb now. You don't really get much issues from it anymore, but looked a lovely turn 13 that did, as he comes racing down to turns 14 and 15. Once again, kisses the apex very nicely and loses the back end. That's interesting. He'll be very disappointed in himself, as it looked like a decent lap that did from the Mercedes driver.
Yeah, it looks like a few of the guys are struggling, as simultaneously with that spin from Fishdix, we've also just seen TS9 have a spin out of turn 3 on his next hot lap, and prior to Fishdix dropping it on that final turn, he copied David Lolface, who also dropped it on that final corner just about 15 seconds before that, lost his entire front wing and is lucky to still be in the session. So the Ferrari driver is back in the pit lane now. He's going to get a new front wing and more than likely a new set of tyres, as he is P16 at the moment and needs to improve.
Yeah, definitely. As I'm on board of Force Manure, he's on his second push lap and was just over 3 tenths quicker through sector 1, so he's shown his pace off here. Force Manure's a bit of a unique driver, let's say. This is no disrespect to him, because I think he was very unlucky last season, but unfortunately he does hold the record for the only driver not to score any points in Season 3. Force Manure surely got a lot to answer for.
What a stat, Force Manure, mate. Get that on your CV. What a stat.
Surely with the new regulations, that this is Force Manure's time to really stand up and show what he's actually got.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but from what I've seen in pre-season, Force Manure loves the crash. And I think the aim for the first few races is just to finish. Is that TS9 had another spin at turn 3? He's not having a good time with turn 3, that's for sure.
I think you briefly touched on it towards the beginning of the stream that there are some corners where drivers have to be wary of, and turn 3 and turn 15 are mainly the pinch points on this track. And do you think drivers just trying to push the cars a little bit too much? Perhaps, especially like for TS9, where he hasn't really done pre-season races, and perhaps he's still getting to touch of how the car works and how much throttle and steering lock he needs to put on.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's hard for us to tell really why certain drivers are struggling in specific areas. So I guess we kind of have to take things on face value. And one thing I've just noticed is both Royalist and David, who are in danger, have gone out on a used set of tyres. So they've made that gamble not to go out on a fresh set. Also, Days is yet to leave the pit lane this session, so I'm not too sure if he's just wanting to leave it last minute and smack in a fast lap, but he has spent the entire 15 minutes that have gone by in this session in the pit lane just watching the other drivers. So he can't leave it too late, because if he invalidates a lap or has a spin or things like that, that could be the end of his qualifying without even setting a lap.
Yeah, it is a very risky move.
He comes out the pits
especially
now.
with But yeah, I don't understand why drivers do it. There's just too much risk around it personally. There's no harm in going out straight away, set a bank lap, and then...
Aston Martin misery. Willy
Oh,
Bum's
is that
round
Willy
again.
Bum out?
And I believe TS9's had another spin, this time at turn 4. So that's 3 spins in three hot laps for... yeah, Willy Bum really struggling to get the grips here, and Aston Martin are in the mud.
No pressure, Locker, but you're carrying the flag for us today, son. As he is only on his out lap. So, do you want to take away this lap for Locker?
Yeah, absolutely. Just while Locker is heading down to turn 1, that Fish Sticks, who we highlighted earlier, is about to come round the final corner. So if we just jump on board with Fish Sticks as he comes around the final corner, then we can jump back to Locker. As Fish Sticks gets cleanly round the final corner this time, he does come across the line to set a 29.9. And just look how close that is at the top, TJ. We've got the top 4 separated by a 10th. And that is what we love to see. You know, the top 8 separated by half a second. And that really bodes well for the start of the season. But we will jump back on board with Locker now then, as he's finished Sector 1 and he's halfway through Sector 2 now. He's at the triple left-hander, really struggling to find the good turn-in point. But he's going to go down the back straight now towards turn number 11. We saw a few drivers taking some inside curve at this corner, but Locker decides to have a little bit of a wider entry. But it gives him a good exit up the hill now. Round turn number 12 nicely, no oversteer. A little bit of understeer on the fronts as it gets towards the end of the lap, and the fronts will be overheating. He is also on a used set of tyres, so these tyres will definitely be past their best. But he comes to the final corner now, heavy on the brakes, turn number 14. Straighten the car up nicely with not too much steering lock as to lose the back end. Opens the DRS and comes across the line for a 30.6 and doesn't improve.
Yeah, I don't think he was too disappointed of that. There was a few moments he had, like you said, and he's safely through to Q2 at this point. Our drivers at risk are, at the moment, David Lawface, DTF1 Days, who has invalidated his lap and is definitely out.
What an umpty.
Yeah, you called it, and we said it was risky, and yeah, that's why I didn't leave it to last minute, ladies and gentlemen. DFT Days has found out the hard way there.
That's a good old I told you so moment from Zilla and TJ.
As Willy Bum looks like he is managing to put a lap together here. He is coming on the final set of corners now, so he keeps it nice and straight. As a little bit wobble through
really
turns 14, 15.
He's really struggling with the traction. Oh, it's not enough.
Oh!
No.
Yeah. As I'll jump on board with David Dollface, who is the only driver in the bottom 5 that can save himself at this point. Coming through Sector 2 at the uphill section.
Oh, he's 4
tenths down. He's got no front wing either.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
David
so
running,
there we have it, ladies and
David
gentlemen.
running 0-0 wings and got in chat. So it looks like David's gone in the pits, broke his front wing, and just not got another one put back on. That's not ideal if your name's David Longface.
No, not at all. But that does mean we have our bottom 4 side. Force Mignor gets himself through to Q2, which is fantastic for the McLaren driver. But our bottom 4 we've lost in Q1 is DTF1 Days, who did leave it to last minute, and we told you so.
Didn't set a lap. 18 minutes and didn't set a lap.
And P18 we've got David Lawface, who will no doubt be disappointed, but as you call out Zilla, his race pace is fantastic, and we do expect him to make some really early moves and make his way up the grid. In P17 we've got Royalist, who was our newest recruit to Tier 3. Probably a bit of below par debut for him. He's probably a bit disappointed at that, but we'll see what his race pace is like. Maybe he'll make some really early moves. And then an absolute shambolic effort from Willy Bum, the Aston Martin driver. He should hang his head in shame, to be honest. And
yeah, hang your head in shame.
We'll be having very harsh words of Willy Bum after this race for definite.
Yeah, I mean, we're nothing but the best at Aston Martin, but yeah, as you said, look how close that is between the top 9 within half a second. Yeah, we'll round it down and we'll say the top 10's all within half a second, and that really sets us up for what could be an interesting Q2, TJ. I mean, it looks like TJ and Force Manure are a little bit off the pace, but I'm unsure as to who goes out here in this next session. I mean, it could be a case of the top runners might want to save some fresh sets for the Q3, but it might be a case of a couple of these drivers might need to maybe use 2 sets of fresh softs in this next qualifying session in order to secure a Q3 spot.
Yep, definitely. I mean, you've done a fantastic job of putting T3 together, and yeah, as you say, the top 13 were all within a second each other, and top 9 within half a second, so it's going to be very close. As we wait for Q2 to load, I'll just take a quick look at the Twitch chat, and it's fantastic to see all our viewers in there. As normal, we've got Cruiser, Soprano Legends, our Tier 3 champion from last season, Snedden, Gary, I'm Not Good. We've got C Carey, is that Fish Sticks, is it? I'm assuming that's Fish Sticks.
Yeah, either him or Sergeant.
So yeah.
They're both Careys, aren't they?
Oh yeah, that's very true, yeah. Oh yeah, that is confirmed.
Could be
Sergeant.
anyone, could be Skinner and all.
As Mags has just left the session, if you don't mind trying to gain back in, Zilla.
I have invited him, he should be in there if he needs to... If he needs another invite, he can let me know.
Yep. Yeah, fantastic to see all viewers in the chat. Absolutely fantastic. Scotsman said that he thinks Forceman will score some points this time. I call it that I'm spinning out a few times. He hit, and as we are a PG stream, obviously, it's star. Medium traction is a killer.
I'm gonna say that word was shit.
No. It began with F.
Oh, did it? I must be on some parental settings because it was star for me.
Diamond has said that Willy Bum is holding the label for Lance Stroll. I mean, I don't think you're too wrong there, Diamond. He did a fantastic impression of Lance Stroll, personally.
Can you hear the announcer in game chat talking about Rubens Barrichello?
No, I can't.
like the in-game announcer at the circuits talking about Rubens Barrichello's lap record or something. Anyway, back to the racing.
Yeah. As it is Panican and the Alfa Romeo, who is first out.
Oh, actually, TJ, we need to... I know you and the Bidley don't normally do this on Tier 3 comms, but when I'm on comms, I like to use Q2 as an opportunity to let everybody in the Twitch chat send us your predictions for pole position. Now that we've got a little bit of an idea of what everyone's pace is, let's all get your predictions in then. Who do we think is going to be on pole? I'll let TJ answer first, and then I'm going to give my guess.
Ooh, on pole. I mean, it's going to be a tight one, I think.
I'm Not Good's gone for Magsy. You're supposed to go for yourself, mate.
Yeah, to be honest, I was just thinking that it's got between Magsy Fish Sticks, Scotsman, or Cruiser. But I've got to back Magsy on this one. He's shown fantastic form in pre-season, and I think he's got what it takes to point on pole.
Yeah, big up the bastard Cormac in the chat. Welcome to the league, my friend. And he's gone for Soprano for the pole.
Good call.
Yeah. Biased head of recruitment, apparently, Adrian. Should have been racing tonight.
Oh, well, bless for that now. Come on.
I mean, I sent you my PayPal, my friend. All you needed to do was send over the payment, and you could have been racing tonight. As you can see, there was only 19 in the lobby. There was space for you, my friend. So yeah, all you needed to do was send the payment.
Yep, definitely. As we've got Panican battle just coming round turns 14 and 15. Keeps it nice and clean. Doesn't have a wobble, but takes it very widely, which is interesting. Sets a 130.6, which I imagine will be smashed by a couple of his drivers coming behind him. He says. We've got Mongo crossing the line. Yep, 130 flat. Both McLaren drivers are coming around now. Cruiser goes quick at 129.8. Diamond 129.9. So the drivers are really pumping the times in now. Cruiser's definitely going quicker than his Q1 time by probably only a couple of thousandths, but still an improvement.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing some similar times to what we saw in Q1, TJ, with the low 1 minute 30s to high 1 minute 29s, and that definitely seems like the benchmark so far. Obviously, the track evolution will be there come Q3, but I think maybe a mid 29 is the ceiling of what we can see today from some of these drivers. But what a time that is from Cruiser on his first lap in Q2.
Yep, definitely. As I've got an issue, I think.
Oh dear.
Just 2 seconds.
We'll have an issue.
Yeah, we do. My TV's just decided to turn itself off.
Oh, nice. Well,
what you like to see?
Do you remember who you...
Yeah.
Oh, you've paused the game as well, so the stream is currently
there
watching nothing.
Is it unpaused?
You're currently watching I'm Not Good in the Pits.
Okay.
It is unpaused. If you could press LT once.
Yeah, I did that.
That should move us. That should move us onto Hobnob, and I can talk us through this lap from Hobnob whilst you sort your settings out. As he comes through sector 2 now, he gets heavy on the brakes for the hairpin of turn number 8, and gets on the power nicely up to the triple left-hander, which is notorious for drivers making mistakes and struggling to get that line perfect. But it looks like Hobnob has navigated that set corners well. And he opens the DRS now down towards turn number 11. Braking at about 70 metres. A little bit of gap between his inside left and the apex, but I'm sure he wouldn't have lost too much time as he gets round turn number 12 nicely. Car looking very, very stable as Hobnob is going to come down towards the final corner of turn number 14. Heavy on the brakes. He's going to kiss the apex nicely, and it looks like a full traction job from Hobnob because that rear end is stable as anything as he goes P2 with a 29.8. And that's
a fantastic lap.
Yeah, that's someone that no one's really mentioned in the Twitch chat as in the battle for pole, and what a lap. And as we say that, Magsy spoils the fun and sets a 29.6.
Yeah, fantastic lap from both drivers there. Thank you for covering that, Zenith. The TV is back on now and I can see what's going on. But yeah, fantastic lap from Hobnob. As Panicam picks a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. That's interesting.
Well then, that is not ideal. What was he blocking?
No, I don't know. I can't see anywhere on track where he's blocking.
He must have blocked someone. Surely they don't... I mean, Fish Sticks is on a lap. Was it Fish Sticks he blocked? Fish Sticks has gone purple in sector 1, so I can't see how he's been blocked.
No. Where's Panicam? He's on an outlap, Panicam does as well, so yeah, he must have blocked one of the Mercedes drivers. I mean, I hope that isn't just a nasty glitch in the game. I can't imagine Panicam purposely blocking someone. So we'll have to just wait and see what he says on that one. If anyone has got any idea what happened, just post in the Twitch chat and we can discuss that. But no doubt it'll be very disappointed with that now. As Fish Sticks is coming around, he is getting I know it's Mike's getting very nice too, but Fish Sticks is getting into turns 14 and 15. Takes it nice again, doesn't lose the V like he did in Q1. DRS wide open and a 129.7. Mercedes 1-2, which is something we can't really say in real life F1 currently.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if I said that Mercedes were the favourites But Fishsticks has dropped that benchmark a little bit lower, and he is right on the tail of Magsy. And I'm just waiting to see if Scotsman could put in a little bit of a faster lap. I mean, he set a 29.9 in Q1, and that was on his third lap on the tyres, so expect to see Scotsman give this another go. The drivers we thought were at risk after Q1 were Force Manure and T-Jerk, and as expected they are towards the bottom of the order. They're going to need to get into at least the mid 1 minute 30s if they want to challenge the top 10.
Yeah, definitely. As T-Jerk's coming around the final corners now, DRS wide open and sets a 130.8. Still not good enough, but perhaps shave a couple tenths off that, and he could be challenging the top 10 here.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about whether there's anyone here that sort of stands out as, underperforming TJ. Is there anyone that you're expecting to see a little bit more from as this quali session goes on? Obviously, we've got the 5 minute mark on the countdown for this session, so it's not a lot of time for these drivers to make improvements. So it really is crunch time. But yeah, as I said, who do you think is sort of underperforming here?
Just 2 seconds. Panican just set a 129.6, 5 thousandths behind Magsy, getting very close up top. But underperforming wise, I mean,
he's got a 5-place grid pen, so unfortunately for Panican.
That's also true, yeah. But underperforming, I'd expect to see Soprano Legend make Q2. TS9 once again, I'd expect him to be a bit closer to that top 10. Obviously, I'm not good. He hasn't set a lap yet, but he was up and down last season. But he was normally through to Q3 pretty much every session he was in. So expect to see him up there. So it's all hard to say into the new regulations and how people are finding new handling model, etc. We can only go off what we saw last season. Yeah, I expect them 3 drivers to be pushing a little bit closer to the top 10 for definite.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. One driver in this session yet to set a lap is I'm Not Good, and he is on his outlap now. So we will see what this little fraud can do. I'm not sure he's quite got the pace at the moment, but he's definitely out there to prove me wrong. And we'll see. We'll see what he can do as he starts his lap.
Yep, I'm just on board with Neda, who's coming down the back straight now towards turns 14 and 15. Takes the corners very well, nice and steady rear. And he's coming to the pits. That's fantastic. Thanks, Neda. So yeah, we'll jump on board with I'm Not Good. As he hits the first DRS zone, kept it nice and clean so far. Kisses the apex on the way round. This is a bit of a tricky corner as well, especially if you go deep on the brakes. It's up to 29.2 in sector 1, which is probably a little bit slow. Would you agree on that, Zilla?
Yeah, Cruiser just goes across the lines at 29.5. So I talked about the mid 29s being the ceiling for the fastest times in qualifying in general. But if they're setting these times in Q2, I mean, there is definitely going to be room for improvement. But it will be a case of who has the fresh sets available for Q3, TJ. It looks like Mongo has gone out again on a fresh set. He obviously thinks he's not safe at the moment.
Oh, I'm Not Good at the moment, coming through up to turn 13 and validates his lap. He's just got enough time to back off and recover BVRS, but it's hard to recover in this game, and he's got to really just reset his mind now and focus. He's got one more shot at trying to get a lap in here.
Yeah, so drivers at risk at the minute then. Scotsman and Locker. Locker has, from what the game has told me, set a purple sector 1, but I don't believe that because he's slow as anything. And Scotsman is on his outlap, so both of them are looking to improve so that they are no longer at risk. Soprano Legend got booted from the game whilst in the pit, so he is definitely out of qualifying. So very unfortunate for the AlphaTauri man, but he can start as high as P11. I'm Not Good is on another lap. He invalidated his first attempt, so with 1 minute to go, he's got a choice now. Does he back off and save a little? He won't be able to back off to save ERS because his fuel light is flashing, so it is this lap or nothing for I'm Not Good. Is he going to do a DTF 1 days and not set a lap time in a plus 10-minute session?
As Locker comes across the line now, sorry, and improves, but only improves by about a 10.
Oh, he's at risk.
Yeah, definitely. As I'm Not Good, will cross the line first. Keeps it nice and clean, on to validate through turn 13 this time. It's very wide off the track there, really pushing track limits. But hits turns 14 and 15 very nicely. Very stable rear. Takes a bit of curb on the exit. And only sets a 130.9. And that'll be the Alpine driver out.
Oh dear.
As one board of force majeure. I'm not sure how he's doing for sector 2, but he's coming down the back straight now. He needs at least 6 temps here
TS9 goes P8. Go on, lad.
Up the TS9.
Up the bastard TS9. What a lap time.
As force majeure doesn't improve. T-Jerk coming down the final set of corners as
What?
well. We'll see what you can do. That is a fantastic lap from Scotsman. As T-Jerk goes P8.
Oh, who's at risk?
mean...
Oh, TS9's at risk. What's Locker got? Oh. Locker, who won this race last season, ain't even going to make Q3. What the hell is going on? Scotsman.
That's our bottom 5, but let's take a minute to appreciate that from Scotsman. A 128.9 in Q2. I mean,
you know what we can also point out is Hobnob. I mean, we didn't actually pick up on it, but Hobnob's just set a 29.3.
I mean,
the times are really coming down now, TJ, as we get closer to Q3. But what a lap from Scotsman. I mean, we didn't see that coming. And are any of these guys going to have an answer for that? What a time.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to answer that. I mean, we'll round it up again, but between the top 10s, there's just over a second separating them all. I mean, that's some fantastic racing. And, I mean, the gap between P1 and P2 is about 4 temps, but if you look at P2 all the way down to P6, there's, 3 temps, 4 temps covering the pack?
Yeah, I mean
it's close. It's really close.
It'd be interesting to see what sort of setups these guys have gone for as well. Obviously, higher downforce setups are quicker in qualifying, and lower downforce setups tend to be better for the race. So I think there's going to be a bit of a difference between the quali and the race pace. It is all still to play for, but it's, we were worried about T-Jerk at the start of this session, but what a lap from the Haas driver as he gets through to Q3 for... I can't remember the last time he was through in Q3, so what a start to the season so far from T-Jerk. Panic End also got through in P5, but he will have that 5-place grid penalty. I've heard that he was slow on the pit exit because there was a car coming through on his hot lap, and the game penalised him for being slow on the pit exit line.
Yeah, that's I mean, that sounds like a glitch to me personally. You can't punish someone for trying to let a car through. So yeah, that's really unfortunate for Panic End, but there we have it. We have our top 10 for Q3, and unfortunately we do lose our bottom 5, which are once again P15 we got Force Manure, P14 I'm Not Good, P13 Soprano Legends, P12 FPL Locker, and P11 Ned Air 92.
Yeah, really disappointing there to see WOR Locker go out in P12. Really expected more from last season's Bahrain winner, but there is all still to play for in the race. Missing out on Q3 by 3 tenths of a second. But as we go on to Q3 then, TJ.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I don't think any of us can predict what's about to happen. We certainly didn't predict some of the drivers to be there in the top 10, and pump some of the laps that he did in for definite, and it's all to play for and who can pull that lap in now. Will we see some of the sandbags coming off if people have been sandbagging?
I mean, I don't think Scotsman's sandbagging. He's put his whole load into that Q2 lap, so we'll see if he's got the bottle to do it again in Q3. I mean, I don't think Scotsman's got the bottle. I think you'll see a 30.0 from him in this session. I mean, there must be some sort of sandbagging going on, because he's gone from a 29.9 to a 28.9 in one qualifying session. So,
yep. As speaking about Scotsman, he isn't waiting around. He is our first driver out on track. Obviously, wants to pump in that lap. Goes very deep at turn one. Then nice cold, soft tyres. That's one thing we can discuss. Actually, really wait for the drivers to make their way around. The way the tyres work in this game and how them cold tyres really hamper you coming out the pits.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot more extreme in this game, and it's going to be interesting more so in the race when we see drivers that elect to make that undercut and whether they can really make it work. If they can turn the tyres on and get them up to temperature quickly, then the undercut will be possible. But I think because of those issues, I think we might be seeing more drivers elect for the sort of overcut.
Yeah, definitely.
As drivers will be struggling. Yeah.
Yeah. To pull the undercut off in this game, I think you've got to time it perfectly. And have a really massive advantage to the car behind you. Will be pretty much behind the car in front of you, sorry. And hope you can get temperature in some tyres as quick as possible. But yeah, I can't see it really working, especially on a track like this where the pit lane feeds into turn one. As we are about to see Scotsman to start his flying lap. We'll ride on board with him all the way around with his DRS wide open and crosses the line and starts his lap all the way down to turn one. Looks like he's running a pretty decent setup here. He's hitting highs of 205 miles per hour. To suggest he's got a lower downforce setup on compared to high downforce. Takes turns 1, 2, 3 very nicely. DRS wide open again, all the way down to turn 4, which can be a bit tricky if you're a bit late on the brakes, but looks like he's timed it perfectly again. Doesn't need to take any curb on the exit. Through this windy left-right action as he drops it on the curb.
Oh, it's almost as if someone said he was going to bottle it. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen the Revengezilla curse.
Oh, that's not that wasn't even a curse, because I said he was going to bottle it. You will see if you're in the Twitch chat at the moment, guys. Our head commentary, David Lolface, has put out a poll for us. The classic poll for poll. So get your votes in. Who do you think will be on poll today? I've gone fish sticks, because I think Scotsman is a fraud and won't get a decent lap in this session. So I've gone for fish sticks, the Mercedes driver. Let us know who you think's going to be on poll. One vote only, please. Don't do what bloody Piggle normally does and put 60 votes on one guy. So it looks like at the moment Magsy is the favourite amongst the viewers for poll, but people are going to start coming across the line now, TJ, so I'll let you run it through.
Yeah, as Diamond set to 1:28.98. Fish takes it to 1:29.5. Magsy goes a little bit quicker.
By 100th does his teammate. Do you think he had a little bit of slipstream there, TJ? I'm not sure if he's quite close enough for that, but 100th of a second, maybe the tiniest bit of slipstream could have made all the difference.
Yeah, I think so for definite. I'm not sure whether it was much of slipstream, but he definitely had something there. But yeah, I mean, look how close they are already. Is Panic Hands. I missed Panic Hands like that.
3/10 between the top 6, DJ.
That's crazy. As we see TS9 coming on Sector 2, set to purple Sector 2, but I think we've pretty much gathered very quickly that we don't trust the sector black lights.
I wouldn't trust that.
No disrespect to you, TS9, but yeah, as you take 14 and 15, has a little bit wobble on the exit there, DRS wide open and sets a
Yeah, what he's saying to TS9 is that he has no hope of you getting a purple Sector 2, and I think... I mean, the Sector 2 is the home of the infamous TS9, you know, in heavy quotation, you know, his child sat on the controller or whatever it was and stuck him in the wall. I mean, I'm still skeptical of that to this day. I think he just had enough and sent it straight in the wall. But we let him off. He blamed it on the kid. You know, what are we going to do? Take it out on the kid? No, we had to let him off. Sector 2 is looking like, from the race director, it looks like where TS9 has lost a lot of his time, actually. So he'll be looking to get a slightly better lap in next time round. One driver yet to set a lap is T-Jerk. He's coming up to the final corner now, TJ.
Yeah, takes 14, 15, hits the curb in 14 actually, which would surprise us into on stage of the car a bit more than it has. But DRS wide open on 130.8. You know, we can go quicker than that, so we'll be interested to see what he can pump in on his second flying lap. As expected, most drivers are in the pit lane now. TS9 and TJ are a little bit out of sync, but they should get back in time to go in the pit lane and put a fresh set on if they need to. Talking about being out of sync, Diamond's gone very early here.
Scotsman didn't set a lap, but he has gone out fairly early. He's put a fresh set of softs on. He's getting them warmed up, and he is going to have another attempt at getting into the 1:28. I mean, surely if he can replicate that Q2 time, then pole will be his. But other than that, I think majority of the viewers have gone for Magsy for pole. Everyone here believes that Scotsman is a bottle job.
Yeah, as he's currently trying to warm his tyres up. We can see him weaving left to right, trying to get them temperatures built up.
Get them rears up, Scotsman. Get them nice and hot.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job of warming his tyres up here. Obviously struggling to get the temperature and for how much he's weaving, but takes it nice and easy through turn 13. Yeah, I mean, the pressure is on Scotsman here. He knows he's got the time for definite, but can he reproduce that lap he put in Q2?
Mr. Carey saying that he's the bottle job, not a bottle job. Nobody has faith in the Scotsman at the minute, even though he's just set the timer boards alight in Q2.
And just to add to the pressure, we'll ride on board for him throughout this lap, and the Godfather starts his lap.
Yeah, get him on board.
The bottle job he's been called.
Yeah, zoom in, get everything. Let's all eyes on the Scotsman.
We'll go on board with him. Let's see what he's doing with the steering wheel. Taking turns 2, 3 very nicely. DRS wide open here. Turn 4 kisses the apex, and this is where he lost it last time. Trying to be a bit too greedy on the curb, so will he do the same? As he sets a purple sector 1 and rides the curb down, keeps it nice and stable. Very nicely done through sector 2 here so far. Kisses the apex coming up to the uphill again. Very nice exit down. Got his time his braking point here, which he does. Perhaps a little bit too early. He doesn't get the steering once to, but still gets a good exit.
Tell you what,
wide open again.
Beautiful lap so far, this from Scotsman. If he can continue this, the lap in the same sort of quality that he set on the first half of the lap, then surely this is going to be challenging provisional pole TJ as he navigates his way around turn 12 nicely. He's gone purple sector 1, he's gone purple sector 2, he loses the back end slightly on turn 13 but manages to recover nicely. He's coming up to the final corner now, he's late on the brakes, he kisses the apex nicely and loses the back end again as the rears are complaining towards the end of the lap. He opens the DRS, and is it in the 1:28? So it's not, but it's a 29.1 and Scotsman, after a terrible first attempt, has redeemed himself. And what a lap that is. Now, has anybody got an answer for it? Magsy is up by half a tenth after sector 1. Let's see what he's got after sector 2. He's going to need an improvement of 3.5 tenths if he wants to challenge Scotsman here.
Yeah, comes up turn 13
oh, it's 3
and he's 3 tenths off. This is going to be really close. This is. Max just needs to keep his head down. A couple of corners to go here.
Come on, Magsy.
Straight down. All he's got is turns 14 and 15, which is pretty much one turn here.
Oh, he's
Brakes
wide.
really late.
He's wide.
Oh,
What has he
I think
got?
that's a good exit still.
Get the DRS open,
DRS
lad.
is wide open.
No, he's just missed out by over 10.
Oh,
Oh, fish sticks on an
He has
outlap now.
probably-
What has he got for an answer?
probably got time to recharge his battery if he wants to, but yeah, we'll see what Fishsticks can do. Cruz is on his way round as well through Sector 1. Just a little bit down in Sector 1, and we'll ride with him on through Sector 2. Taking it very nicely through here. Good exit through that corner there as he comes up to the uphill, and once again got time his braking point really nicely. He's got a car in front of him which he can get a bit of a cheeky slipstream from here as he pulls, as the Alfa Romeo pulls to the side. DRS wide open from the McLaren driver. Fuel light on, and I don't think he's going to make it round, but we'll see what he can do. As he comes to the uphill section of turn 13. It looks to me that he might have backed out slightly, but we'll wait and see. He's 2 temps down, 2 temps upside. Still not enough, but he can gain himself P3 here. As he runs out of fuel, the McLaren driver will not set his lap, and that'll be disappointing for Cruiser there.
I've been keeping an eye on Fish Sticks as he is on a hot lap at the moment. TJ was 1.5 tenths up after Sector 1, and he is coming up to turn number 11 now, so he's coming towards the second sector split, so we'll keep an eye on where he's at. He's getting blocked here big time by his teammate. He's 4 tenths up his Fish Sticks. Surely Fish Sticks ain't got the bottom of the pole. And if Magsy's cost him any time there's going to be some ag in the Mercedes garage. But Fish Sticks rounds the final corner a little bit early on the turn-in, but he's navigated it nicely, and it's going to be a 29-0 as Fish Sticks goes provisional pole. Has Scotsman got an answer? Scotsman on the first sector split is up by 100. He needs an improvement of a tenth, so it's going to have to be a mighty second and third sector here from the Haas driver. He's on used tyres. This set of tyres has already done a hot lap, and Scotsman's done. He's done. He's let off. I must have missed something because he's 13 seconds down. Anyway, Mongo is 2 temps up. This could see him jump up as high as P5 as Hobnob. You know, he's gone under the radar all session. He's popped in a 29.2, and that's set him P4. Only 2 temps off pole as Mongo, as we predicted, goes up to P5. Now it only leaves TS9 and T-Jerk. I mean, they both need an improvement of a second. T-Jerk only improves by 6 temps. What has TS9 got? As he comes across the line. What is it going to be? Is it going to be enough for P9? P5 from TS9.
What a lap!
He's whacked the full traction on. I'm sorry. What? TS9 3 temps off pole.
What a lap from the AlphaTauri driver that is.
Oh my lord. What a qualifying session.
I mean, yeah,
What a qualifying.
Out of my time I commentated on Tier 3, this has been the best session by far. Just there was so many people that could have taken pole, and it just shifted through many people's hands in. What laps from Fishstick, Scotsman, and Magsy there. 10th and a half separating the top 3. And if you go further back, what is it? Just over 3 temps separating the top 5? That's incredible. As we wait for Fish Sticks to retire. But yeah, what a lap from TS9 that is. Definitely didn't expect to see that from the AlphaTauri driver. I mean, I can't wait for the race now. I don't know about you, Zilla, but this is going to be very interesting.
Oh, you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to people parking up on their grid slots. But look at that, TJ. Half a second between the top 6. Just a 10th and a half between the top 3. And I really can't call how this race is going to go. There's surely going to be some turn 1 mayhem. We reiterate, drivers, please be nice at turn 1. We don't want a lap 1 safety car. For the love of God. But let's have a clean race and let's see who has got the race pace. It really could be anyone out of this top 9 or so.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
It'll just be a case of keeping your heads down and yeah, for God's sake, try and keep a clean turn one here, lads. You don't want to ruin your own race or someone else's race by trying to do a silly move or late on the brakes. Just nice and easy. And please, reminder: do not ready up before the host.
Oh, TJ, 38 viewers at the minute. We are doing bits here. Right. 38 viewers. That means I want 38 predictions in the chat for the race win. Reminder, please do not ready up before the lobby host. We are going to have a short break just for drivers to take a slash, take a dump if they need, if they're nervous. But yeah, let's get predictions in then, guys. Let's see who you guys are thinking is going to take the first victory of the season and start the season off right. Really set the tone. Who do you think, TJ? I'll let you predict first. Ooh. Who do we think is going to take the win?
I mean, this is a tough one. This is. I mean, just purely based on the pace he showed in quali and how he pulled it out, I can't see anyone beating Scotsman at this moment in time. We know he's easily got a couple of attempts stored there. He was a bit happy on his throttle coming through some of the corners in last year. But if Scotsman can reproduce what he was doing in quali, I think he's a clear winner here.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, Magsy's never really been a qualifier. He's always been fast on the race pace. So for me, I think he's the guy that we're going to be looking at. If he can get away at the front and he can be in that leading group, incident free, I think he's going to be really difficult to deal with come the end of the race.
Yep, definitely. And for any of you that might be new to F1 22 and not following real F1, there is a rule change that happened in this particular game that drivers get the free tyre choice. So we'll either see majority drivers on mediums or hards. You don't have to start on the soft tyres anymore. What do you think about the rule change, Zilla?
Yeah, personally, I don't like it. I also don't like the fact you only get one set of mediums for the race. But it looks like provisionally pretty much every driver has selected the mediums to start this race. Fishsticks is currently hovering over the hards. And a couple of drivers like Cruisers just swapped over to the hards. Whether they choose to actually start the race on those is another thing.
Yep. The hards in this game are definitely better than they were in the last game, but you still need a good 5-6 laps to really get them to the zone you want. But once you get them to that zone, they get quicker and quicker, and they are a very good race tyre, I find, in this game.
Yeah, I think, as Mr. Carey in the chat is saying, starting on the hards it's really going to put you in an early disadvantage, and you've got to weigh up the pros and cons. You could potentially get the preferential strategy come the end of the race, but if an early safety car comes out, you really are, you will be in trouble. As the countdown has started, so drivers do now have just 15 seconds to choose their strategy. Choose how much fuel they want in the car, and then we're going to get onto the first formation lap. Fishstick swaps over the mediums, so at the minute it's just Cruiser hovering over the hards. Is he going to go for it?
He hasn't got very long to change his mind.
I think Cruiser's gone for the hards. So
that's a surprise if he
has. I'm not sure I can back that decision, but here we go with our first formation lap.
Yep.
Who is going to get disqualified on the grid slot?
You want to do bottom 9, I'll do top 10?
Yeah, let's go for it. So then, filling in at Alfa Romeo as a reserve tonight, we have Mr. Can't Be Asked to Qualify DT F1 Days. David Lolface, who's actually another driver who has selected the hards. He's just going to look to stay out of trouble into the first few corners. He's in the Ferrari, and he is P18. Royalist, who has just joined the league today, so good to see him getting involved straight away. So we'll take a little bit of time for him to get to grips with the league racing format. He's on the mediums. He is filling in at Red Bull tonight. First of the Aston Martin frauds is Willy Bump. Disappointing qualifying, really struggling with the back end of that car, and it's really shown with his qualifying time being very disappointing by his standards. Force Manure in 15th, pretty average qualifying from the McLaren driver, and we'll expect to see him make some moves in the race. And in 14th you have Panic End, who suffered that 5-place grid penalty. I'm Not Good in 13th in the Alpine. Soprano Legend in 12th in the AlphaTauri, and FPRL Locker, the other Aston Martin fraud, he is in 11th.
Yep, thanks for that, Zilla, as I'll go through the top 10 quickly. So in P10 we've got Neder, who had a fantastic quali as well. Moved up position because of the Panic End 5 grid place penalty. P9, T-Jerk, fantastic quali for him as well. We didn't expect to see him in the top 10. P8, we've got Diamond. P7, we've got Cruz and the McLaren. And I mean, at any point from Diamond onwards, to be honest, any of these guys could really secure pole and get the race win. P6, we've got Mongo. P5, we've got TS9, who pulled out that fantastic lap at the end of Q3. So keep an eye on the AlphaTauri driver. P4, we got Hobnob. P3, and the Mercedes Magsy. P2, we got Scotsman. And P1, Scotsman. We got Fish Sticks as Scotsman that gets disqualified.
No, he's bottled it. He's mudded. Oh, Hobnob's pinned it.
Hobnob's done it. No.
Oh, Mongo's as well. Oh, this is a mess. Who else?
It looks like Drower's actually keeping. Oh no, we've got Soprano Legend who's pointing it to the left. That's an interesting one. And I'm Not Good pointing it to the right.
Oh, Soprano has really turned it left. So it looks like Soprano and I'm Not Good are going to be T-boning each other about 50 metres time.
And that's it. The driver's waiting. We've got 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 lights. And away they go. As Scotsman gets a fantastic start, and Max is on the back of Fish Sticks. Fish Sticks has lost P1 already. Maxi's overtaking him before turn 1. And
Maxi made contact.
That's absolutely shocking. Oh! As Scotsman has pulled away from that contact, and it looks like we've got drivers shifting places up and down the grid currently. Most drivers making through that pretty clean, but the pack is shuffling around as Royalist has gone from P17 to P9. What a fantastic start from the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, it was looking really clean into turn 1, but it looks like Magsy was just a little bit too late on the brakes, and it's resulted in a bit of a disaster for the Mercedes drivers as Scotsman is getting away at the front. Fish Stick's having a little bit of a moment there into the triple left-hander, and this is really not what the Mercedes drivers need. I mean, Scotsman got away quite lucky there. He did get a big punt up the rear, and it looks like he managed to get away damage-free. I'm not too sure, looking at Magsy's car, whether he's got any damage. He does look okay. But as you pointed out, Royalist filling in the Red Bull. What a start. He's on the medium tyres, just as most of the grid are. But he's up 9 positions on the first lap, and he's going to look to get onto the back of his teammate Mongo.
Yeah, fantastic start from Red Bull driver there. I don't think Max has got damage because he's all over the back of Fish Sticks here. He is looking to try and make a move. I think Fish Sticks has got the lower downforce as Mongo pits, so he must have picked some damage up. Same as Locker. Okay, yeah, we got a few drivers coming in the pits now that must have got caught up with that turn 1 incident. Real shame to see drivers pit on lap 1, and hopefully they can really pull back a strategy here on them hard tyres. As Soprano Legend goes to the soft tyres, that must be a mistake.
Cruiser is up the inside here of Diamond round turn number 4, and they're going to carry on going side by side through turns 5 and 6. Cruiser is going to drop out of that one. He is on the hard compound tyres, and he does just need to ease himself into this stint. The tyres are going to take a little bit longer to warm up, and he's not willing to take that risk early on with Diamond, and it looks like Magsy is getting held up here a little bit by Fish Sticks. I wouldn't expect to see any team orders this early on in the season. A little shout out, again to Royalist, up 10 positions in a lap and a half. What a start, and he's up into a decent points-paying position. But we'll just have a look, TJ, see how long it's going to take Magsy to get past Fish Sticks, because he needs to get himself onto the back of the likes of Hobnob and Scotsman. Hobnob is just struggling to stay within the DRS of Scotsman, as it looks like Scotsman is pushing.
Yep, Forceman just had a moment coming up to turn 13 and has dropped it, but hasn't really made
So's
any
David.
difference there.
Magsy's in the box.
Yeah, so I suspect he has got a look. Yeah, he's changed his front wing, so he had a bit of damage. What a shame for Mercedes driver there. But we'll see what pace he's got on them hard tyres. As TS9 and Royalist are battling down to turn 1, Royalist has to get his position away as Force Mule picks a 5-second time penalty up. But Royalist didn't get DRS back on TS9, so he has to sit just behind the AlphaTauri driver. That was fantastic moves from TS9 going to turn 1.
Yeah, really, really solid move there as he gets the move done on the Red Bull driver, and it looks like immediately TS9 is looking to pull away. He's definitely switched to full traction from what I've seen. He's pulled some pace out of his arse, as he's already gapped Royalist by 1.5 seconds. I mean, TS9 is absolutely on a mission. A big shout out to Cruiser, actually. He's not lost too much time at all. He is on the hard compound tyres, so expect to see him make some moves towards the end of the race if we end up safety car free. But Scotsman has the lead at the front now, TJ. He's up to 1.7.
Yep, Scotsman's just maintaining that gap and trying to pull away as Ned's Air is trying to get past Royalist, and that's got off track to avoid hitting the back of the Red Bull driver. Really close battle between Royalist, Ned Air, and I'm Not Good currently. I'm Not Good all over the back of Ned Air here, which wouldn't be helpful from the exit he had from turn 13. But we'll see what the Williams driver can do down to turn 1. PRS wide open, definitely got more pace than Royalist. Gets them moved on before they get to turn 1.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Royalist can fight back here on Nader. Nader is down to just 6% on the ERS. So if Royalist wants to, he can turn his ERS on, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. No,
yep,
but it looks like further back we've got some Aston Martin fraud called Willy Bum. He's pinned it at turn 11.
Yep, I think Lockhorse had a moment as well because he was caught up in that, but maybe had to avoid Willy Bum, but absolute shambolic from the Aston Martin drivers currently. As Scotsman's just pulling that gap away from Hobnob up to 2.7. He's just gained a second in the corner pretty much.
Hobnob's had an absolute mess of the triple left-hander. He's got a 3-second time penalty in the process, and he's invited Fish Stick straight onto the back of him. And it looks like this lap we could potentially see Fish Sticks move up into P2. But Scotsman with a 3.1 second lead now. I think Magsy having that incident at turn 1 really strung out this race. It hampered the Mercedes drivers a lot, and I think they were the competition for Scotsman today.
Yeah, definitely. Going to be very hard time and pull that gap back down to Scotsman now, without a safety car that is anyway. This Fish Sticks is bombing down to turn 1 with his DRS wide open.
Oh, Magsy.
As we have got Magsy around. Has he got any damage that you can see of? As we've got an incident going to turn 1 as well by looks of it.
It's Willy Bum letting everyone through. He is now a lap down.
Oh. Yep, Fish Sticks can't make the move on to Hobnob here with the 2 DRS zones. We'll have to stick through these corners. And hopefully he gets a good exit through these corners and perhaps sticks on the back on going to DRS zone 2. But no, he's dropping time. He's dropped about 4 attempts through a couple of corners, and he's just on the cusp of DRS, and I think he might have it. Yes, he does. The Mercedes driver does. Hobnob's definitely got a lot of grip going on sector 2 from how much he was pulling away there. As Willy Bum looks like he's dropped it again in sector 2. We'll just go out the way.
I think Willy Bum's on a wind up here. Oh, force manure's out.
Oh, this could bring the safety car
Willy
out.
Bum just got a 10-second penalty for that as well, letting people through. Looks like the safety car's not coming out, TJ. I mean, unfortunately, I did say in qualifying that force manure loves a crash. And here he is, the first retirement of the season in FPRL. Goes to force manure. The man that didn't get a single point last season. It is start as you mean to go on.
Yeah, that's unlucky, that is it,
Yeah.
force manure. But hopefully you come back stronger in the next race, as I'm not good all over the back of Royley Steer. He's got a fantastic turn 14-15 there, as he gets DRS on the Red Bull driver. I think the Red Bull driver might have DRS on T-Jerk, as we'll wait to see what happens down to turn 1 here. Royalist on the back of T-Jerk. I'm not going on the back of Royalist. This is very close racing between them, and I know we're hating everyone saying it in real life F1, but the way the drivers
I'm not good, sends one.
I'm not good. Oh, what a move!
Oh,
I think. Oh,
back end. Royalist goes straight into the back of him. It looks like all three drivers have their lights flashing at the minute. They're all pushing to stay within the battle. And it looks like that little incident there between the two in the Alpine and the Red Bull, it looks like the Haas of T-Jerk has just managed to pull a little bit of a gap. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not good. It is still within the DRS. So he will pull this gap back down to T-Jerk. But it looks like I'm not good is really going to be in trouble here, as Willy Bum has retired in the pit, so it has gone from bad to worse for Aston Martin. What a start to the season for the Aston. Oh, good Lord. I think Magsy's off again as well. He is. You got to feel sorry for the lad.
I wonder if he's got a bit more damage if he's on the floor, or a bit of rearing, or someone smacked in the back of him.
I think it's just the hard tyres. But talk about the battle for second place here. Look who is coming onto the back of this battle, and he's not a million miles away. It's Diamond. Really wants to be within a shout of this podium.
Yeah, this is fantastic from the Ferrari driver. The Ferrari driver really picked up on, and no one's really thrown any respect on his name, but he's certainly pushing that gap downwards, and Fishstick's being stuck behind Hobnob is just closing that gap and really happening the Mercedes driver's race here. Scotsman's got a almost 4.5 second gap here, which is on lap 7. That's a fantastic lead. Cruiser behind on him hard tyres as well. He's losing a bit of time, but he's keeping in that pit gap. So when the other drivers pit, he'll be able to go a little bit longer and put the mediums on towards the end and be quicker. So it's all to play for still, these the top 5.
Yeah, I think at the moment, safety car free, Cruiser is going to have something to say in this race. He's going to get the faster tyre towards the end of the race. But also, it looks like these medium tyres are just coming into their prime here. As TS9 and the Dare have bridged the gap to Cruiser. Cruiser, granted, does have a lot more ERS than the pair behind, but he's going to have to use some of that now to defend from the Aston Martin driver. Not the Aston Martin, the AlphaTauri driver. As TS9 opens up the DRS, and he's going to get close to Cruiser into the braking zone, but he's going to decide against a move. He's going to shape to the inside to maybe put Cruiser offline just a little bit, but he's going to get on the power early out of turn number 3, but it looks like Cruiser's got a big enough gap to stay ahead this lap. But further back, T-Jerk's in trouble again, TJ. It's I'm Not Good. He's going to shape to the outside and then switches back to the inside. What a move this is from I'm Not Good.
Oh.
He locks the inside front up going into the braking zone, and T-Jerk gives him the space and goes for the switchback. T-Jerk's going to look to the inside and he decides against it. Great racing from the pair, as I'm Not Good with an unbelievable move there.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Scotsman's had an issue.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure what's happened to that driver there, but he's now in P2. He's a second and a half pretty much behind Halbnard.
Oh!
He must have surely dropped it at a moment through Sector 2.
Oh! Maybe he's just trying to make the race look interesting. I mean, we'll go on board with Scotsman now. If he's had a spin, he'll no doubt be nursing the tyres here to try and cool them down. We'll have a look at his steering inputs and his throttle usage. But it's interesting to know what happened there with Scotsman. We've completely missed that. I mean, but again, back to the battle with TS9 and Cruiser. TS9 is just 2 tenths behind now. Cruiser is going to have to start using some of that battery to defend TJ.
Yep, definitely. TS9 is going to get us moved down to turn 1 pretty easily here. Sits on the back of him. He's ran out of his DRS, but still have the DRS to help him move down. He gets to move down very much before turn 1. But he's got the DRS, so I imagine Cruiser will get back past him really quickly.
Cruiser's going to use some of that battery.
And gets to move back, and is going to keep it down to turn 4. It's going to be a fantastic battle between these two drivers.
Not close enough.
The battle for P2 is really heating up here with that Scotsman moment. Fish sticks over the back of Scotsman, Diamond all over the back of Fish sticks.
This is really heating up, TJ, as Cruiser and TS9 have a little bit of a battle there into turn number 8. And it looks like Cruiser's gone a little bit wide at the triple left-hander, and TS9 is going to be all over the back of the McLaren driver going into turn 11. Is he going to be close enough for a move? Is a silly place ready to go for a move? And as I say that, he decides against it. And he is going to bide his time. And this battling between the pair is really bringing Nader into this battle as TS9 goes a little bit wide in the dirty air of the McLaren. Nader does cut the corner slightly, but TS9 is going to put Cruiser under pressure again this lap. And this is just costing them time. And this is not what Cruiser wants, TJ.
Yeah, definitely. Cruiser really needs to either concede a place here or try and pull away from TS9, which is impossible with TS9 constantly in his DRS. He really needs to start using some like ERS to help him out. As TS9 decides to not make a move into turn 1, but Nader is right. I thought he was going to make a move and push the TS9 wide, but hasn't. But this is a fantastic battle between these 3 drivers currently, as the DRS is wide open for the 2 drivers, going down to turn 4, and they all hold position for the time being. But all this is doing as well as bringing I'm Not Good and T-Jerk into this battle as well, and they've really got to sort themselves out here pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I'm Not Good has really brought that gap down to the 5th, 6th and 7th drivers. And the gap is now down at 1.6. And I'm Not Good has certainly got the pace as Royalist. No!
Oh!
And if a safety car comes out, which a virtual safety car has it, you'll expect to see all the medium runners in the box now, TJ. And this is disaster for Cruiser. This is exactly what he didn't want. Because surely we are going to see all of the medium runners box now for hard tyres to the end of the race. Now then,
yeah,
let's have a look at who gets the pit entry correct. Looks like Hobnob's had to slam on the brakes there to meet the delta as they jump into the pits. TJ, here they go.
Oh, Scotsman's at the back of Hobnob.
Oh, the front wing's off.
Oh, disastrous from Scotsman, that is.
Oh, that is poor, that is. Are they going to fix his wing? They are. They're going to fix his wing.
I mean, that's actually disastrous under a VSC, but he's going to lose time here for definite.
He's still going to lose the 4 seconds or so.
Oh, that is absolutely disastrous from Scotsman. Just completely misjudged the safety car line, the pit lane line there, and just got caught up by Hobnob, and that's disastrous from the Haas driver.
Looks like Hobnob has gained a lot of time in the pits here. He's got a gap of 2.3 to Fish Sticks. Hobnob does have that 3-second time penalty. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, you melon!
Oh. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
is the end of Hobnob.
Commentator's curse on Hobnob, and that's his race over.
That's the end of Hobnob. We'll see you later. Anyway, Cruiser does take the lead of the race. He's got a gap of 13 seconds. Obviously, he is not pitted under the safety car. The entire grid is now on hards. David Lawface is up to P8. He's on the back of Nader. Nader's having a bit of trouble with these cold hards. And David Lawface is going to have a look. Nader goes over the curbs at turn number 10. He's going to be in trouble now. David Lawface is going to open the DRS. He's going to use a little bit of that battery. And he's going to get past the Williams driver. David on the 10 lap old hards after pitting on lap 1. As he gets up into P7.
And this is what we were discussing during qualifying and beginning of the race, that the cold tyres on the first lap are so bad, and take nothing away from David Dollface, you know, he's a very quick driver, but surely the cold tyres helped him out a lot there on Ned Air, and you can see him pulling the gap to TS9 as well, who everyone on these tyres will need about 5 or 6 laps to really get him into that zone, and this is time for David Dollface to really put some pressure onto these front runners now.
Yeah, Hobnob comes in to serve his drive through them. Where's he going to come out? It's looking like he's going to come out just in front of Mongo. So that is disaster for the Alpine driver. He's gone from provisional P1, effective P1 once Cruiser comes into the box. And yeah, it is disaster. He's down in P9 now, in behind his teammate. And it looks like Nader has got his tyres up to temperature, TJ, and he's right on the back of David.
Yep, as I think Diamond and Fishsticks are battling, and it's helping Cruz out to pull that gap out. He's got a 17.5 second advantage now, and it's about a 20-second pit stop he needs. So if he continues pulling this gap and needs to keep battling, he could potentially come back out and perhaps come back out in the lead.
Yeah, I think this gap for Cruiser will have gone up a little bit while these hard tyre runners are getting their tyres up to temperature, so we will see in the coming laps that gap will come down. But if Diamond and Fishsticks do start battling, TJ, all it's going to do is help Cruiser out in this race.
Yep,
Diamond is going to use a little bit of that battery. He's going to look for a move here, TJ.
Yep, as we'll ride on board of Diamond to see what he can do down to turn 1, and he's gaining.
He's going to go for it.
He's looking for the move, and what?
Oh, Fishsticks with a little squeeze.
Oh.
Leaves him just enough room, but Diamond's going to open the DRS and turn up the battery. And he's going to have a look into turn number 4, but he's not going to be close enough. It was a little bit naughty there from Fishsticks. Just about leaving enough room at the apex for Diamond. And again, we just talked about this. I mean, this is really not what they want to be doing, because one, it's giving Cruiser some breathing room, and two, you know, look who's coming back into this. You know, we talked about the disaster at that pit stop, but he's only 1.4 behind now with Scotsman.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic driving. It's because Fishsticks and Diamond are battling. Diamond has definitely got the better pace advantage over Fishsticks, but he just can't get the move done when he's got the DRS wide open. So he needs to be really tactical when he gets this move done. But Scotsman in the DRS zone of Diamond now. This is going to get really spicy down to turn 1, surely.
Yeah, it looks like Diamond is near enough pushing Fishsticks around the circuit at the minute. If you look at ERS levels, it's actually Scotsman. It's the healthiest out of the 3. And this gap for Cruiser at the front, TJ, is actually going up. And I think we're about 2 or 3 laps away from Cruiser's pit window. And this could really get interesting with sort of a wild card come the end of the race. Scotsman sets the fastest lap of the race at 32.7, and I don't think Diamond is going to be quite close enough. He's going to go for a lunge again. He gets slightly in front, come the braking zone. He pushes Fishsticks a little bit wide, and he says, you know, that's enough after last lap. He's not going to give you quite as much respect as he did on the previous lap. And Diamond clinically gets that move done, and he gets up into P2.
That was definitely Diamond returning a favour from the previous lap. He certainly wasn't taking any prisoners on that, and I expect to see Diamond start pulling away from Fishsticks. It looks like Fishsticks is struggling on the hard tyres. As the gap is building slowly, he's almost up to 8 temps. Fishsticks will get the DRS zone here, but I do expect Diamond will break this pretty quickly. But all over the back of Fishsticks is now the Godfather, the bottle job, and he hasn't made his race easy at all at the moment, and we'll see what he can do behind Fishsticks.
Looks like Fishsticks is running a really low downforce setup. He's really gaining a lot of time on the straights. And if Fishsticks can stay within the DRS of Diamond, it's going to make this, you know, it's going to make Scotsman's life really, really difficult. The move is not going to be easy with the car in front having DRS, but Fishsticks' light is flashing. Diamond and Fishsticks both on roughly the same ERS as David has gone for another spin. at his beloved turn number 13.
Oh, the Haas is... the T-Jerker's out. He's just dropped
no.
through turn 13. And that is a
it's a full safety car. Oh, Cruiser.
This is
over
perfect for Cruiser.
And you know what I said at the start of the race, TJ, about not liking that the game only gives you one set of medium tyres? All these hard runners are screwed now. They have to stay out.
Yeah.
They have to. There's no choice. They can't go on to the mediums because they've already used them.
Yep. It's an absolute disaster for the guys who are on the hards right now and pitted for just 4 laps to go on them hard tyres. And this has worked out perfectly for Cruiser.
I tell you what, though.
This is why... Oh, go on, Zayla.
No, go for it.
I said this is why the alternate strategy does pay off sometimes. He's kept it nice and clean, the McLaren driver has. Opted to be the only one of 2 drivers to pit the hards. And under the safety car, he's going to pit and come back out in the lead.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. I know he's just retired and caused a safety car, but big shout out to T-Jerk. I mean, in terms of race pace, that is the best we've seen T-Jerk in a long, long time. And if that's, anything that his season is going to go by, then I am very, very impressed with the Haas driver, and I'm excited to see what he can do in the upcoming races. And, there's plenty of positives he can take from this race. Cruiser is now in the box, though, TJ.
Yeah, and as expected, he is doing the front wing change whilst he's been carrying damage. He was pulling the gap with damage.
All this with damage.
And this could put him behind Diamond.
Oh, no.
This is going to be...
What's happening?
He's going to come up behind Scott's TS9 potentially here.
Wait, how is he not even in the lead? What has happened?
I'm not sure how they pulled the gap.
What? The gap was 18 seconds under safety car conditions. How has he come out fifth?
I'm not quite sure there.
You know what?
He'll definitely...
You know what's a bit mad? TS9 is currently 4th on merit. TS9 is well and truly in with a shout at the podium.
This is these final 14 laps are going to be really spicy and interesting, and anyone, to be honest, I think anyone from the top 10, even a magazine on 13 lap old hard, so he's probably got a harder task to do, but I mean, anyone in this top 10 could surely get that win.
Yeah, looking down the order, TJ, there's a couple of these guys that we need to look out for. Mongo and David as well are going to be on those fresh medium tyres, and they're going to be going towards the end of the race here, and they're going to be really quick compared to these hard runners. So expect to see Mongo and David make some inroads into the top 10. Hobnob does still have that time penalty, which is going to hinder him on this safety car restart, obviously bunching that pack up. But Diamond, unbelievably, is leading this race, and it's going to lead the safety car restart, which I believe is probably going to be the next lap, as we do have quite a few of our drivers making their way round into the queue.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I mean, at this moment in time, surely the guy that's going to be most disappointed himself is CRF1 Locker. He has had a nightmare, the Aston Martin driver. He obviously won the season opener here last year, but to be running P15, he's got to be disappointed with that at the moment. As I think I might have lost my co-comms.
Oh, I thought that was a rhetorical question, I'll be honest.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, what do we expect? No. This is FPRL Locker we're talking about. He ain't going to set the world alight, is he? I mean, I personally, I wasn't even going to put him as high as 15th.
Well, I mean, yeah, both Aston Martin.
But the saving grace is that he's on the mediums. I'll tell you what, actually, if this safety car stays out one more lap, do you think any of these guys at the back would gamble for a set of softs?
Maybe, yeah. Because
I'm not sure they could do 11 laps, I'll be honest. But if you're one of the guys at the back, it's got to be worth a punt, surely.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially if they, I suppose anytime it doesn't work advantage when a safety car comes up, but in the same instance, you could put another set of softs on or go to another tyre, so it's probably worth a gamble.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very surprised if the safety car does stay out another lap. So I'd expect to see a lot of these drivers start to warm up their tyres now. We will find out after the safety car comes round turn number 12 as it comes into the third sector. Normally that is where it lets you know. And indeed, the safety car is in, so Diamond is going to start to back up the pack. TJ is going to get those tyres warm. And where do we expect him to go here? A lot of drivers tend to go out of the final corner. That seems to be a common theme, but I know some drivers have interesting tactics when it comes to safety car restarts.
Yeah, I do expect Diamond to go through the turns 14, 15, but he hasn't really given the safety car much room to get in here, so he's got to be careful to say. Oh, fish sticks might just hit the back of Diamond. We'll have to just keep an eye on that, but Diamond is now going to take the stand, and he's gone. Diamond is gone. Has he caught anyone sleeping? I think he has. Cruz has got a TS9.
Got yellow. He's got illegal overtake though.
Oh!
Is he going to send it back though? Oh, look at Nader around the outside of the double overtake. He's gone wide though. He's not going to make that overtake stick, and Cruiser is going to look around the outside of TS9. He's not going to get the move done though. As an accident in the background as Hobnob's race has gone from bad to worse. Cruiser's going to have a look up the inside of TS9. He's going to lunge. He will make the apex, and he runs TS9 a little bit wide, and he's going to get the superior grip. Cruiser up to P4 then. He's going to hunt down the top three, TJ.
Yeah, this I think effectively this is Cruiser's race to lose now. He is on that better tyre. Just look at the extra grip he's got in and out the corners.
He's nearly pushing Scotsman round turn number.
And Scotsman's pushing fish sticks around and Cruiser's pushing him round.
Tell you what, I pointed out Mongo as well, another one of these medium runners. Mongo is up to P6 now, and he is definitely not without a chance at the podium also.
Yeah, this is fantastic driving. Just look how close the top 8 are. This is unbelievable. And
Scotsman goes for a move. Fish Sticks is going to hang around the outside. Great racing from Scotsman and Fish Sticks. They give each other the room at turn number 13. We don't often see overtake. Scotsman's going to look at the outside now in the last corner. They make contact. Fish Sticks is on the inside. They make another little bit of contact, and Scotsman gets the move done around the outside of the final corner. Now it looks like Cruz is going to use a little bit of that battery. He's going to want to make some overtakes on this straight. He is not going to want to waste any time. Cruz is going to have a look to the inside now. He goes down the inside of Fish Sticks, late on the brakes. He gets the move done, and Cruiser is now up into P3, and he's now got his sights set on Scotsman.
Yep, Mongo got a move done on there. They're going to turn 1. He's got the move done on TS9 as well. Fantastic from the Red Bull driver. You absolutely called it on the safety car. He is flying on them medium tyres. The guys in the medium tyres are absolutely making use of the bare advantage of these hard tyres.
I tell you what, actually, I need to apologise. We called him a massive fraud, FPRL locker, for being in 15th. Look where he is now.
Up the locker. Go on, lad.
He has made up 7 positions in a lap and a half. He is absolutely flying. He's on the mediums. He's got to make them last another 10 laps, though, so they won't be at their best come the end of the race. But someone who will have better tyres come the end of the race is Cruiser, and look how close he is to Scotsman now, TJ.
Yeah, I'm just on board with him. He is up. He is pretty much pushing Scotsman through these corners. Scotsman's pushing Diamond through the corners. This is fantastic close action racing from these top 3 drivers.
Oh,
and it could go.
Scotsman really close to the back of Diamond there in the last corner. He had to let off a little bit.
And Cruiser's taking advantage of that. He's going to get the move done. Oh. He's got the move done before turn 1, Cruiser has. And Scotsman tries late on the brakes, tries hangs out on the outside, gets the position back.
Oh, Cruiser gets the better exit.
DRS wide open for both these drivers. Who's got the bigger balls? And Scotsman backed out to that one, but that was fantastic from these two
Tell
drivers
you
through
what,
turns 1, 2,
TJ,
3.
Scotsman had the bravery to hang it round the outside. As he makes a little mistake there at turn 6, and I think his tyres are getting just a little bit hot. He just needs to settle back down again now. Doesn't want to throw this potential podium away, but Scotsman, he had the ability at turn number 1. He had the ambition. He managed to hold it round the outside, but he didn't quite have that same amount of grip at turn number 4, and it looks like Cruiser now is going to get on the back of Diamond. Big rip for the locker, who we've just jinxed big time. He's back down in 13th. but David Lolfe's up into P5. He's out P5, P8. He's on the 5-lap old mediums. I think he's going to look to get on the back of I'm Not Good. He does have Soprano Legend on the back of him. So he will be looking to make his way forward, but we come onto the main straight now, TJ. Will Cruiser be close enough this lap? As we come across the line, there will be 8 laps to go in the first race of the season here at Bahrain. And it looks like all of the top 5 are under 10% ERS. Everyone is, not leaving anything in the tank, and they are all full push.
Yep, Cruz on a fantastic launch off turn 2 and 3 again. Will he look for a move down to turn 4? I don't think he's close enough. Decide to sit behind him. But Scotsman is crawling back into this battle as well. This is fantastic, as I'm Not Good get to move on DTF1 days. And that is the closest battle. Mags is making moves again as well, which is great to see. He's had a bit of an unfortunate race so far, but Locker gets a position back from Magsy. But back to the front where these top 3 are following so close to each other as Cruiser gets on a fantastic launch going to DRS Zone 2.
He might be close enough here, TJ.
Will he look for a move? I mean, this is ambitious from the Crown driver.
Oh, Diamond.
Has to back out ever so slightly.
Oh, Locker.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, Cruiser tries to hang it round the outside there at turn number 11.
And look who's coming to visit. Scotsman's pushed him round the corner.
Scotsman's managed to save a little bit of ERS in this lap as well, so he's going to maybe have a look down into turn number 1. I mean, he might even be close enough to get past Diamond. Diamond is going to be the one driver here that does not have the DRS, and it looks like Diamond's moved across to give Scotsman the slipstream. So Scotsman gets past. He's going to look for the outside. Diamond's going to cover the inside, and Scotsman's going to get a little bit of a switchback. He's going to get a better exit, but I think Cruiser's actually going to get the better exit out of the 3. And it looks like Cruiser's going to use a little bit of the battery. Surely Cruiser's not going to go for a double overtake here. He switches to the inside. Cruiser's going to go down the inside. He gets the move done. Scotsman round the outside. Oh, and he makes contact with Diamond. Oh, Diamond desperately unlucky there, but he manages to stick with it. Oh, and Scotsman's made a mistake. Scotsman has made a mistake, and he's let Mongo through as well. Mongo through to
Mongo
P3
got a move
now.
on fish sticks.
Now TJ. It's a case of, can Cruiser pull away now? He's got the gap of greater than 1 second. This is his chance to pull away.
Yeah, he's got better, as you can see from most corners, he's got the better launch out of majority of corners over Diamond and Scotsman when he was close to him. And look at that, he's only 1.4 seconds ahead. This is Cruiser's to lose. I don't want to curse the driver, but what a fantastic race this McLaren driver had.
That's a horrendous curse. Oh my god! You could that couldn't have been any more of a textbook curse. All right, Cruiser. Just in in retrospect, mate, we're sorry. But what a move! It's a bit silly to say this because it is the very first race. Well, that is surely going to be a contender late on for move of the season. Double overtake up the inside of turn number 4. Full commitment for the lead of the race as well. You talk about not just the overtake, but the importance of the overtake as well. It's crucial for the outcome of this race. And look who's in trouble now. Diamond is in trouble from Mongo, TJ.
Yep, these hard times just aren't working for
TS9's mudded.
Oh no, TS9.
It's his dreaded turn 3.
Oh no. That's unfortunate for an AlphaTauri driver, but yeah, these hard tyres just aren't working for Diamond. He's been absolutely swallowed up by these medium runners. Mongo is pretty much pushing him round the corners at this point. If he gets a good exit off his...
Oh, it's close racing from the pair. Mongo's going to get on the power early, and he's surely going to be close enough, but it looks like Diamond's going to use a little bit of battery. I mean, he hasn't got much battery left, but he's used it to stay in front, and Mongo's just going to sit in behind, and Scotsman, he's back again. He won't stay down, this man. When you think he's beaten, he comes right back, and for what seems like the 4th or 5th time of this race, Scotsman has come out the mud to challenge again at the front, and it looks like Fishsticks ain't even far away, so we've actually got a 4-car battle here for P2, CJ, and any one of these 4 really could be involved. I mean, Mongo's tyres aren't going to be better than the other guys for long, as TS9, his race has gone for a battle worse. He's binned it at turn number 13, and it looks like Scotsman might even go for the double overtake here.
He's gone for the double overtake in turn 1. Oh no! A Mongo's hit Scotsman! Oh! I mean, that looks very unfortunate. I don't think there was any intent in that. I think that is a...
I don't think it was deliberate.
But fair racing. Nah.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think there was a lot that Mongo could do there. I think Scotsman did try to kiss Apex a little bit too tight.
Yeah, it was ambitious from Scotsman, that's for sure. It wasn't dirty from Scotsman, it was ambitious, but... you know, when you stick your nose in at the apex like that, there's always the risk of little incidents like that. But it looks like Mongo is once again right on the back of Diamond. He does make a little mistake at the triple left-hander. And it looks like Fishsticks is going to get past then. And onto the podium out of nowhere. Fishsticks is just capitalising off the mistakes of other drivers. And Mongo's going to go for the switch back up the hill at turn number 12. Surely not round the outside here.
Go on, Mongo!
That's desperately unlucky.
Yeah.
Screw you, Codemasters. That was, I mean, it was slightly track extending, yes, we will admit. But, as Fishsticks has a little look on the inside, he tries to put Mongo a little bit offline. But, I mean, from Fishsticks' point of view now, all he needs to do is just sitting behind Mongo. He doesn't need to do anything too special because Mongo will lose his podium, but Fishsticks is completely ignoring what I'm saying. And he's going to go down the inside, and Mongo's going to try and send it around the outside. Oh, and it's really tough racing from the pair. They give each other the room, and it's Mongo who's going to get the DRS. I don't think he's going to be close enough come the braking zone, though, TJ.
No. This is fantastic driving from Mongo. This is, as he tries to go around the long way, has to go off track again. He's not scared to get his elbows up, Mongo isn't.
Yeah, I mean, tell you what, big shout out to a little bit of contact. A little bit of contact. Tell you what, though. Yeah, it's Panic End at the back, I think, or is it Days? I think it's Days at the back. It's had a bit of an incident there. But a big shout out to David Logface in P7 from P18 on the grid. He's on the mediums. The mediums will be dropping off, no doubt. So it is far from over in the grand scheme of things in this race. But what a performance to get up to P7.
Yep, I'll just do a quick run through the penalties. So Mongo's got 3 seconds. Hobnob on 3 seconds, Ned Air on 3, DTF1 Days on 3 seconds, Paniken's got 8 seconds, and TS9's got 3 seconds. Every other driver is keeping it clean at the moment. As we onboard the cruiser, who's just extending that gap. It's
Mongo's going to go at the inside, TJ. Mongo's at the inside of Fishsticks into turn number 1.
Oh,
nice and clean again by the pair of them. Fishsticks gives him a little bit more space this time, and he's compromised his own exit. So it looks like Mongo is going to pull away slightly, but again, Fishsticks does... Oh, we've cursed him.
Oh, no.
We've cursed him.
Oh,
we've cursed him. Oh, we've cursed him. Oh, we've cursed him.
We do apologise, David.
Moving on.
We do.
Oh, back on board with Fishsticks then. He's... I'll tell you what. Miraculously, Magsy's in P9 somehow, and he's got potential for P7 here. He's on 23 lap old hards.
Yeah, this is
He's got
fantastic driving.
to be in puncture territory.
I'd imagine so.
He's going to go inside into Soprano.
Oh, what a move from the Mercedes driver.
That's a class move.
Yeah, it's been a shame for the Mercedes driver, but he's showing his pace, and he, you know, for the nightmares he's had this race, he's certainly showing what he can do, and you know, I still do think he's a championship contender.
So they need to boot me off comms. Honestly, the curses are horrendous. Oh, David, I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah, it looks like, barring any big mistakes, it looks like Fishsticks is going to pick up a podium. Mongo is going to do his best to pull out this 3-second gap, but I don't think he's quite going to have the tyre life to do it.
No, I don't think so. He's also at risk here to drop him behind Scotsman.
Yes.
So he's really got to get a move on.
Yeah, the gap is about 3 seconds back to Scotsman. So, yeah, you're right, TJ. Mongo really does have to push.
As it is beginning to quiet down on track towards these final few laps, and not really surprised at it. The drivers are on old tyres, and they are running really well, really RS at this point. The closest battle on track currently is Mags in the back and Hobnob, but Fishsticks is still trying to push to perhaps get the move done on track and finish P3 on track, but he doesn't need to do it as we've mentioned. But Scotsman, once again, he's absolutely hammering home. He's pulled that gap down by at least a second on this lap to Fishsticks.
Yeah, Fishsticks is in trouble.
He will not give off. Every time he gets knocked down, the Haas driver's coming back strong. And we'll wait to see what he can do on these final few laps, but he's absolutely hammering home. Fishsticks, as you say, should be very worried at this point, as he is at risk of losing his podium. As we'll go back to Manxie, who's got DRS on Hobnob. Won't get the move done to turn 1, but once again, don't have to get the move done on track. He'll get P7 as long as he doesn't have any further mistakes. That's a really good exit out to turn 3 actually. DRS wide open and sits behind the Alpine driver.
Yeah, a lap and a half to go now then. So really, I think the only changes we're going to see in terms of positions on track is potentially Scotsman getting within the 3-second window of Mongo. But the gap is currently 2.4, so Mongo is not safe to Scotsman. So Mongo, unfortunately, after being in P3 on track, could potentially finish P5 here. Soprano legend has just made an awful mistake and he's going to drop out the points. Oh dear. Oh, what the inside from Maxi! What on earth was that? Hobnob leads into space. I mean, what on earth was that?
Yeah, as we come down the back straight, and Scotsman's in the DRS of Fishsticks here. He's got one lap to try and get a move done and get himself on the podium. And we'll ride on board him all the way around this lap to see if he can do it. I rely on revenge still to be my eyes and ears for any other potential moves, but
I'm watching this battle, mate. I'm watching Scotsman. Here we go. Come on, the Godfather. Can he believe himself?
As he gets DRS, I don't think he's close enough to get a move done down to turn 4, but this is gonna be really close in this lap.
In the background has binned it.
TS9 picked himself another time penalty off, but we still ride on board with Scotsman here. As Fishsticks looks like he's struggling. He's dropped so much time for them through sets of corners. Surely if Scotsman can keep on the back of him here, he'll get the move done down to this DRS zone.
This is for the podium, as you said. Scotsman needs a good exit here. I don't think he's going to be close enough, TJ.
No.
Fishsticks is too fast on the straight line speed. So he's going to have a really good turn 11, 12 and 13. And maybe, could he have a look into the final corner? Fishsticks really struggling with the turn in of that car. And Scotsman's going to put him under pressure now. Both drivers completely empty on battery, and it looks like Scotsman's not quite going to be close enough.
No, this is an absolute shame for the Haas driver. We'll see if he gets...
Oh,
He pushed the mountain! Oh!
Cruiser then wins the race. He wins the opening round. We've completely forgotten what was going on with him. Cruiser wins Diamond in P2, and Fishsticks taking the last podium position from just 3 attempts to Scotsman and 4 attempts to Mongo. Fair play to Mongo for keeping it close at the end there. But what a performance from Cruiser. He made the alternate strategy work. We criticised the strategy at the start, but he made it work, TJ.
Yep, fantastic from the McLaren driver there. And to be fair, an absolute massive well done to the Tier 3 guys there. You have put an absolute belt of a show on for the opening round. And all other tiers should really look at what you've done today and try and do the same over the next couple of races. But this has probably been one of the best races I've commentated on. I don't know about yourself, Zilla.
Yeah, I mean, I've completely lost my voice. that was one of the best races in FPRL I've watched in a very long time. Holy shit, what a race. But yeah, Cruiser takes the first win then of the season. What a performance.
Yeah, fantastic, as we'll run down the order ever so quickly. So we've got Cruiser, Diamond, Fishstick, Scotsman, Mongo, I'm Not Good, Magsy, Hobnob, David Goldface and Soprano Legend getting the last point. We've got Ned, CRF1 Locker, Panic End, TS9 who had a disastrous race but should be really proud of his pace he's got. DTF1 Days, T-Jerk again, absolute massive shout out to the Haas driver, shouldn't be disappointed in himself. Royalist 297, Willy Bump 7 and Force Manure. Absolute fantastic driving from your lads, and you all should be proud of yourselves. If you wouldn't mind trying to get the top 3 interviews, please, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to interviewing these guys because they have all had some mental races. Yeah, what a race that was, TJ. That's really set us up for a very, very interesting season. I mean, nobody called Cruiser to win the first race, especially after qualifying, and he's really made it work.
Yeah, definitely. As Diamond's invited me to F1, so I'm assuming he's trying to get in the party. Just hold your horses there, Diamond. We'll get you in very shortly, don't worry. But yeah, an absolute fantastic race from T3 drivers. As mentioned, that's probably one of my best races I've commentated on. Action from start to end, and especially down to the wire for P3 there. No doubt we'll wait for the other 2 drivers to get in. And
just waiting on Cruiser. We could always kick it off with P3 and 2 whilst we wait for Cruiser. What do you think?
Yep. Do you want to do P3 and P1 if they come in, and I'll do P2?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys want to make sure you've included your audio before we start? That would be greatly appreciated. So then we'll start with our P3 driver Fishsticks. He's new to Tier 3 this season, and he started off pretty positively with a really solid qualifying, followed by a first podium of the season. And it looked like you had a really crazy race, my friend. I mean, tell us a bit about the ups and downs you've experienced in that race.
Well, after my bit of a wiggly start and avoiding whatever happened on the inside of turn 1, I just kept it quiet. There was a few moves that I wasn't overly impressed with. Maybe like people going around the outside of turn 12 off the track to overtake me. People not really leaving space on the exit of turn 1. But yeah, other than that, it was quite a good race. So.
Yeah, I mean, looking towards the end of the race there, you had Scotsman right up your chuff right at the end. How difficult was it, knowing that gap was coming down, and that with Mongo's penalty that position was for the podium? Yeah, just tell us about how difficult that was in that last lap, just to keep the car on the road.
Yeah, I lost time to myself on the lap before, and made that harder than it should have been. And then I just went full, like, I knew I had about a second to play with Mongo, so sector 2 DRS, I sort of went slow. I was being slow in that corner the whole time, but I sort of slowed it and just tried to make a gap there, because I knew right early in the race he managed to get around the outside of me going up the S's after that. So I knew he was quick through there. So I knew I needed a bit of a gap just to make sure that wasn't even an option. But no, yeah, it was good to see Scotsman up there again after our last season of just milling about waiting for everyone to crash to get points.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Tell us a little bit about your setup. It looked like, from what we could see, that you were running slightly lower downforce than the likes of Scotsman. It looks like he was a lot quicker in the corners, but down the straight, it looked like you did have the edge.
It appears, yes, I did. Yeah, I didn't realize. Normally, it's the other way. I normally got quite a high front wing, and that normally I'll be quite good. Like, that's where I go for. I go for corner speed, but this one seems to be. Yeah, I was catching people on the straight quite a bit. So, yeah. Like I say, it was quite low. I'd say I just grabbed one and it worked. It was quite a stable setup as well. So, yeah, so it was quite a good one for me. So.
Well, looking forward then, obviously a podium is the best way to start off the season, and it sets you up to be part of that title challenge. Do you think this season you can be up there fighting for that title?
Hopefully. I mean, I think it'd be more about consistency. It's a long season, so, and we got the anomalies of sprint races and Miami being the new track as well. So that's probably going to throw a bit of a curveball in there. But no, yeah, I think it's just, if you consistently score points, I think you're going to do well. So yeah, that's the aim. So
nice one, buddy. Congrats on
cheers,
a great way to start the season, and we will pass you over to TJ then to interview our second place man, Diamond.
Yeah, thanks, Zil, and congrats on your podium. Fish sticks, fully deserved, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Fantastic race himself. We'll move on to Diamond, and we'll start your qualifying, Diamond. How did you find it?
Ridiculously close. I was quite comfortable in Q3 to just do one run, but I went into Q2. Q1 to do one run, and then I went into Q2, did one run, and then timed it wrong. So I was quite shocked to not be to actually be in the top 10, and then I just wasn't quick enough in Q3.
Yeah, I mean, with regards to your quality, you certainly got your head down pretty quick in the race. I mean, you were involved with some fantastic battles with Fish Sticks and Scotsman and Cruiser at points. Obviously, your setup was more preferred towards the race. Do you want to tell us a little bit about
that? So I was also running a setup that kind of favoured straight line speed over the corners, and I noticed that towards the end of the race that I did start to notice that I was struggling for corner exit speed, and it did hamper me a little bit. But the race was incredibly fun, and I loved being, very close with all the top guys.
Yeah, I mean, you were pretty quick on in last season. To be honest, I'm glad to see you carry it through. Like I say, you had some fantastic battles, and it was very entertaining from our point of view. Obviously, you got the move done on Fish Sticks just before that safety car come out. And it looked like at points that you were pushing Fish Sticks around corners. Would that be a bit of a true statement?
I was definitely close up to the back end of Fish Sticks, yeah. I thought it was very important I made the move as soon as I did. Elbows did come out between me and himself, but I just think it was good, fair, hard racing.
Yeah, I think we did notice that on the stream going down to turn one. I think you tried to make a move on one of the laps, and we felt it looked like on the stream, and obviously I'm not hinting at anything here, but Fish Sticks might have squeezed you a little bit, and then on the lap after you returned the favour and squeezed Fish Sticks off. So I mean, I think that bit of vendetta was settled, let's say. Obviously, from our point of view, it looked like that, but it was fantastic from South Diamond. It's been one of the most entertaining races I've commented on for Tier 3, purely because of the close racing between everyone. And yeah, as Zil said to Fishsticks, you got yourself on the podium now. Do you see yourself as a championship contender?
I certainly hope so. I see myself as a title contender for this season for sure.
That's brilliant. I mean, hopefully we speak to you a bit more on the end of race, and
Hopefully so.
I wish you all the best going. I wish you all the best going forward, mate.
Thank you very
fantastic race, and congrats on P2.
Cheers.
And I'll hand back over to Revenge Zilla to interview our race winner for today.
Yeah, thank you, TJ. I'd like to give out my congratulations as well to our second place man, Diamond, who I'm actually going to give driver of the day to today. So Diamond will be the first driver of the day of the season. So congrats to you, my friend. Well, moving on then. So our race winner for the first round in Tier 3 for FPRL this season, Cruiser. What a race, my friend. I bet you were over the moon to see that safety car come out, and what a bunch of overtakes you managed to make on those medium tyres. I'm not sure you've got your audio included. Yeah. Okay, we'll start again. We'll come back to the interview in just a moment then. So, yeah, we'll. All right. Do you need to leave the party and join again?
Yeah,
okay.
As we'll wait for Chris to come back in. There's some technical difficulties there.
But we'll go back to the driver of the day then. So we gave driver of the day to Diamond. Obviously, no one would have predicted him for the podium. So yeah, that's the reason that I've given it to him today. He was solid throughout. And you'd like to think Cruiser, being a member of the commentary team, that he would know how to include audio, but here we go. Here he is. He's back. So yeah, I'm sure the viewers can remember my question. So I'll let you go through it again.
I'm sorry to jump in, but we still haven't got your audio there, Cruiser.
Wait, can people actually still not hear it? Can people say in the street?
No, yeah, they can't hear him still.
Wait, can we? Well then.
Oh, can we hear you now? 2 seconds. I'm sorry to jump in. Go on, let's continue the interview, and we'll just inform everyone about what's going on.
Well, how about you shorten your answer enough so that I can remember it, and then I can just repeat it for you? How about that? Right. Cruiser says very happy. Moving on to the next race. We did also, I mean, I know we're on race 1 of Tier 3, but I've also given you overtake of the season as well for that double overtake at Turn 4. I thought it was absolutely outrageous. Yeah, I mean, what a move. And for it to be for the lead of the race as well. Yeah, unbelievable. I still don't think they can hear you. But David in chat, he's put a prediction
Right, well.
out. Will Cruiser get his audio work?
Good question. I haven't. Turns out I haven't checked the include my audio box in the party.
Oh, okay. So will we be able to hear you
Absolute
now? Then?
fraudulent.
I swear.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I can confirm we can hear you on the stream.
Oh, brilliant.
I am an absolute melt, and I do
Well,
apologise.
let's get a little reaction to you getting overtake of the season then.
Yeah, definitely wasn't an intended overtake because Scotsman got me in the pit straight. But I noticed that he made the dive on Diamond at turn 1. They both got out of shape, so I thought I'd try and get more traction out of turn 2 and turn 3. Had a bit of ERS left over. And I initially tried to get past Scotsman, but I had such a pull on the pair of them that I went, screw it, and I'm going to dive to the inside of the pair of them. And thankfully, we all avoided damage, and in the end, I think that was the move that got me the race victory.
Yeah, and well, I know last season in Tier 2, I know you love the alternate strategy. Is that something you think we're going to see out of you quite a lot this season?
Initially, I was trying to plan on a 2-stop race, but I didn't have any soft compound tyres left over. So I thought I'd try and go for the hard compound tyres and stretch them as far as I could. But obviously with the full safety car, and I had a bit of front wing damage from turn 1, I think. Obviously with the slight car part there, it did kind of cost me a bit of time. But I knew that I had such an advantage on the mediums that I would be able to get the overtakes done if I just bided my time. And in the end, it was that's how it panned out.
Lovely. Well, I think it would be silly to ask you if you consider yourself a title contender. Obviously, winning the first race, you're always going to be considered a title contender.
It's still quite early in
think-
the campaign.
Do you think consistency is one of your characteristics, and do you think we could be expecting you on the podium multiple times this season?
Still race 1, so we need to see what happens. And I think it was Fish Stitch that said that with the sprint races as well, it's all the more important to get a good result in those races, because in the end, all it takes is 1 point.
Yeah. Well, once again, mate, congratulations on winning the opening race. I mean, I'm sure around lap 15 or so you weren't expecting it, but it wasn't all handed to you with that safety car. You did have to make some crucial overtakes, and you did them clinically, and thoroughly deserved the 25 points today.
Thank you.
So yeah, congratulations, and I'm sure I can stretch that congratulations out to TJ as well, and I will pass you back to our main commentator to end out the stream.
Yep, thanks Zilla, and massive congratulations, Cruiser. Fantastic race win, mate, and crucial 25 points on the board straight away, and hopefully be able to speak to you a bit more throughout the season. And also a massive congratulations to Diamond on getting driver of the day, fully deserved as well, mate. Provided some excellent entertainment as already mentioned. And once again, I'll reiterate that the T3 guys, if anyone's still listening, you all should be proud of yourselves. That was a fantastic race to commentate on, and I look forward to seeing that a bit more throughout the season. Also, just a bit of a shout out to Scotsman. He did he had a few issues throughout the race, and I think he'll agree with that.
I think the guy's a cat. He's got 9 lives, that bloke.
Yeah, every time he got knocked down, he'd pop himself back up. Certainly made it hard for himself, but it's going to be a very close season from the looks of it already. I know it's only race 1, but I look forward to see how it's going. And that's it for tonight, folks. Massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in and stayed with. Please come back for our Tier 1 race tomorrow night at the same time, 8 o'clock, and our Tier 2 race on Friday night at 8 o'clock. And until next time, I must say it's been a pleasure doing comms with you, Zilla, and hopefully we can do it again in the near future.
Yeah, shit on the Bidley.
You'll absolutely love that. But no, thank you very much, everyone, and see you next week.